Welcome back to Boys on the Internet. And tonight, our first contestant, Blairlex.
Oh my god, hello! Hi! Woo! Yeah!
Welcome to the
hi,
show.
Hello.
How you feeling today, buddy? How you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, but I'm so happy to be on The Price is Right.
So are you ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
What?
I was born ready.
Oh, here we go. Quiet in the studio. Quiet. Right. First question. What is the average carrying weight of a swallow?
Is it Can I phone a friend?
Sure. We contacted your friend Scott, and we're gonna put him through on the line right now.
Come on, Scott, pick up.
Hello?
Oh my god, Scott!
Yeah, what's going on?
So, I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire right now, okay?
Oh damn, dude. Okay.
Dude, and I'm just about to get my first Family Feud. So, what I need to know right now is, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Blue. No, green. Green.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Green.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay,
It's
love
lovely
you.
to see you. Right.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
So you've got multiple choices there.
That's true.
Which one are you going
Was
to
it
go for?
Blue or was it
Let's put
green?
5 seconds on the clock.
Oh,
5.
okay. Can I Oh, wait. Excuse me. Can I phone a different friend?
Sure. Who is it you want to call?
Hello? Mom? Hello, son. Mom, I just want you to know that I've just won $1 million. Oh. Okay. Who are you again? Oh my god, Mom, you're such a jokester. Right. You see, this $1 million is gonna go so well to saving my mom from her memory loss disease. Oh, I can't believe.
Oh my god, let's give it a round of applause for Blairlex, everybody.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Now, let's get that timer back up.
Okay. Yeah.
You gotta give your answer in 5, 4, 3.
Red.
He's gone for red. Show me red!
Oh.
Ding! Congratulations, you're now the winner of Who Wants to Be a Family Feud. Right!
Yeah! I don't even know that woman.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 35th episode of the Boicast. Oh, that was an intro.
That was quite wild, man. Yeah, there was lots of twists and turns in that one. Did you feel scared about that improv power that I just played?
Mate, you came in here with a gun to my head of improv, and we just went. Like, I was like, all right, we're gonna go for a game show intro, and you just went boom. See, that's like, I need to get better at improv. I'm like, I can roll with it, but I just can't help fucking breaking down and laughing. Dude, I need to learn to suppress it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, sometimes, like, you get to that point in time, like, when it's such a funny improv, it's almost better to laugh. Because then you think of something else to jump onto it. If you kind of hold yourself from laughing, then you kind of like, you think about not laughing, and then you're just like, fuck.
Well, it was like the other night we all jumped on VR chat just with the boys, just for a laugh. You know, we hadn't been on in a while. Me and Joe hadn't played it in months, so we jumped on, and we got together with all the boys, and we were driving down Mount Akina, doing some fucking Initial D shit. But then we went and played Murder with everyone, and Joe and Blair just snapped right into these characters. And it was a sight to see. I kind of wish I was recording or streaming or just something, because it was incredible. Blairlex was the captain of this ship. Joe was one of the crewmate, but he was like the right-hand man of the captain. And they were just screaming at each other, and every time something happened, Joe would be like, "Captain!"
But see, I was playing the character Captain Fanny Bottom, and Captain Fanny Bottom was the captain of the ship. Joe was I forgot what Joe's name was. I just called him Son.
Sounds
and
right.
then we had Jensen, who was the murderer on the ship, which we had to find. And even when he wasn't the murderer, he was the murderer because we didn't like him.
Because you just came up with this story that, like, Jensen had been acting weird, and after you guys had ate rice, I think it was, there was something about the rice that had been poisoned.
Was that the third timeline or the first two timelines? Because
that was the first one I heard, because we didn't get in the first game because someone clicked start before everyone was ready.
The first timeline, right, was Jensen only butters one side of his toast.
That was it. Sorry, it wasn't rice. It was the toast. Yeah, of course.
And then the second timeline, when we all woke up again, right? This is when Jensen put pills into our my waddy. And then the third time, I think it had something to do with rice. I was screaming at that point in time. So,
but the one with the toast, you was set on Jensen being the murderer.
Oh yeah.
So when we travelled along, I was in fact the murderer. So I was like, I can play along with this. I can be Jensen. So we were talking for ages. We went over to this little shed where we were chatting for a bit. I was trying to, like, play it cool, play it calm, and then yous all started wandering away. But it was just me, Joe, and Runax left in this shed, and there was a sickle I could pick up, and I was like, how can I do this? So I pulled off an imaginary mask off my face, and I went, well, I was Jensen all along. Grabbed the sickle, and Joe had left, and it was just Runax stood there, and I went, oh. Sliced Runax, and as I sliced him, I look up and see Joe in the doorway.
Dude,
Joe just turned around and ran to Blair, going, Scott was Jensen all along. And it was so fucking funny.
Did you ever thought of doing some improv classes and stuff?
The what? Sorry.
You ever thought of doing some improv?
I'd love
classes
to.
and stuff?
It'd be so fun.
They're super duper fun. They're actually the cheapest form of acting classes as well. You can actually go and you can do €50 and just go in there and do your thing, right? So, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of different experiences, right? Because I feel like the first thing when you're doing improv, right, is that people are afraid that it might not be funny, or people won't like the improv, or people won't jump onto it, right? You get a bit nervous and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed is if you're the loudest person in the room, they'll go along with anything.
If I ever do visit you in the Ireland, we should go to. I should join yours for a session.
That'd be sick.
That'd be
actually a lot of fun. That'd be really, really fun.
I'd be way more comfortable if I was with someone I knew. You know what I mean? If I just went to one on my own, it'd be a bit of a rocky start. But
it's tough. It's tough. You do get over it. You do get over that kind of rocky start. 'Cause I don't know how it is, right? I'm very confident in weird situations, but when it's a situation where it's kind of a bit uncomfortable, say where you don't know anybody or anything like that, it's hard to just jump straight in.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from improv to just jump straight in, and if it doesn't work, you can always run away.
You can always either change it to something else or just give up.
Oh, dude, no, it's surprising. The amount of times my improv teacher has been just like, if you're in a social situation, you're at a party, you don't know anybody, why don't you just run over to the cutest girl there and just be just like, hey, what's going on? It's pretty good to see you, dude. You know what I do? I act. I do all this stuff. Get see where it goes. And it's just like, if it doesn't work, you can always run away. Put on a hat and do it again. and I thought to myself, all right, I'll give it a go. It didn't work for me the second time, right? But to be honest with you, I had more confidence with that hat on than anything in my entire life.
That's amazing.
But it's always a lot of fun, man. It's always a lot of fun. I always say to people, do go out of your comfort zone with this thing, because it does give you a different type of comfort.
Well, you have to with improv, don't you? You can't just stick to your safety blanket. You gotta go hard.
Because I remember there was one improv session which I really, really, really enjoyed. So this one guy started off, and they were just like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do negatives and positives right now, okay? Negatives and positives. And me and this other dude and everybody else was watching, so I was nervous as fuck. I was just like, feeling. I don't know if this is excitement, or I'm very shy. One of the two. We'll see what's going on. But it started off of us just I grabbed a chair and I just sat in it and I just looked at him, and he opened up an imaginary door. And he's just like, hello? Is there anybody here? I'm home. And of course, the only thing that I could think of was, Dad? So then as soon as I realized that I'm now the child character, I got on my knees and shuffled my way over. I realized that he was completely taken back. He was not prepared. But neither was I. I was like, Dad, where have you been? Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you. And he's just like, well, you see, I've just come back from the war. I was just, and then I got taken back. I was just like, oh no. It's just, and then afterwards I was like, but Dad, the war ended years ago. And he's just like, who are you? And then I got up off my knees and was like, so you finally figured it out. I'm not a 12-year-old boy. I'm a 12-year-old man now, Father. it just went on for like hours of just like literally just being like, what do you mean? You're a man now, son.
Just constant
I knew something was wrong. Yeah, I knew there was something wrong when you were 6'2" and taller than me. Where's your mother? Then I looked at the crowd and I was just like, one of you has to be the mother. So then I pulled up this very old man. I was like, Mother, what are we gonna do? And then he knocked it out of the fucking park, dude. He's just like, where have you been? I've waited so long. Your son's an adult now. He's been to school. He's been to college. He's like, but isn't he 12 years of age? I know, very smart for his age. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? At this point in time, I was like, I don't know where this is going right now. But you know when you've got like the drama teacher, they put their kind of hands to their face and it's kind of like they put their hands together and then put it to their nose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like that. They're like, boom.
Where they're so happy. Where they're just like, yes, this is it. This is art. Because he's a really spiritual guy. So he's just like, just go have fun with it, dude. I'm not here to teach you how to act. I'm here to teach you how to just be stupid.
How to make a story.
And, yeah, so eventually, we went on this for an hour and we got everybody involved. Every single person in the improv thing was involved and a character.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Then we just started splitting off into our own groups. And we just kept doing it. And then the class ended and we were just done, you know? And then by the end of it, we all like looked at each other and were just like, that was a lot of fun. It was fucking weird, dude. It's like, it's weird when you kind of set something up, you know? You set something up and it works. All the puzzle pieces connect together because that doesn't happen very often. But when it does, it's just so special. Just so special, you know? Like, by the end of it, I think I was a 12-year-old boy who had a Harvard's degree. Like, I was living the fantasy life.
You were living the good life.
I was like, I'm 12. I'm a 12-year-old genius, dude. Dude, are you smarter than a 10-year-old when I was 7? You know? But dude, you should definitely come to improv with us. It'd be a lot of fun. Holy shit, I keep hiccuping.
Well, that's if we're ever out of this damn quarantine.
It's still quarantine time, man. How are you feeling with the quarantine, man?
Just got extended. Well, I've got a story about quarantine.
Tell me about the quarantine.
I actually got to leave the house for one thing.
Oh, you did?
And so basically,
don't you understand that is illegal?
It's not for the reason I went.
Sir?
I didn't go to a barbecue with the boys, okay? As much as I'd like to.
Why didn't you go to a barbecue with the boys?
Barbecue with the boys?
Barbecue
we should live stream a barbecue. Where we're both just in our gardens having our own barbecues. But
except we just have each other on the iPads. You know?
Yeah, we just pretend each of us there. It's like, dude, do you want some ketchup? Like, I pass it off screen and then it comes onto your screen. You're like, oh, thanks.
Except
I love this barbecue.
The real kicker of this one, we're actually in the same place.
We're just 6 foot apart because it's the law.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I went and got myself a little COVID-19 test, which is crazy. Because my mum is a nurse, and my stepdad was showing symptoms, like he had a fever, all this and all that.
Fuck.
And my mum had to then take 2 weeks off of work because she's not allowed. She works like in a nursing home. So she wasn't allowed to go in if there was a family member in the household with symptoms for at least 2 weeks. So we had those 2 weeks, and my mum was trying to get a test the whole time, but eventually she heard back, and it was like, oh, cool, we can all go get tested. So we all drive up to this, basically just a car park in the middle, like next to the airport.
Okay.
And it was this massive car park, and it had like army dudes like guarding it. And then we roll up, and then you pull in to like the first bit, and there's a guy with a sign that's like, have your phone ready. And you're like, oh, this is weird. And they're all like in masks and shit, and they're all gloved up and everything.
That's some fucking
and the
zombie
signs
shit,
they're saying
dude,
like keep windows closed. And then you're just like, whoa. And then you drive up to the next person who shows you like a phone number on a board. It says like, ring this number. So you ring the number, and then it's like this woman on the other end is being like, so who's here? What's your names? Are you all living in the same house? Blah, blah, blah. And then they get like each person's name, each person's phone number, each person's relationship to like the NHS worker.
Okay.
And then they're like, they then like signal you to go like a bit forward and wait. And then there's a person who will direct you to what like gate you've got to go to. And then there's just these like, there's these tents that there's like just tent after tent after tent after tent of like just these testing stations that you have to drive up to. And so you drive up to it, and then you're waiting for your turn to go in, and then you go in, and then like this woman comes out, and they've put like barcodes on the front of the in your windscreen to for each person's little like test tube. So they'll come out, take a barcode, which will be what person, and then I was first, funnily enough. So they took it, and then this girl came out. You have to wind down your window, and then she's like, blah blah blah, like, right, we're gonna be testing you today. We're gonna be swabbing the back of your throat and then swabbing inside of your nose. Do you have any blood? Do you have any sores in your mouth that might prevent it, or do you have any blood issues and you don't wish to continue? And you're like, no. And then she just gets this swab, this really long swab, gets you to say and then basically just batters the little dangly thing in the back of your throat.
Oh god,
and just absolutely like, she said,
like that.
You might gag. We've got a recovery area for once you're done if you just need a minute. And no, I was a god. Didn't even gag. She just like, brrr, and then I was just there like, yeah, I'm straight, I promise.
Yo, could you do that again?
Can you do that again?
Well, it's something bigger.
But deeper?
I want 3 cotton swabs this time.
But yeah, so she swabbed that, and then she puts it in your nose, and then just twists it for 15 seconds. That was the worst part, genuinely, because it's also hay fever season for me, so I was just like, but didn't sneeze, didn't gag, I was a god.
Dude,
and then
I have like the worst gagging reflex. This is a nightmare.
So do I, which is weird.
Dude, the cotton swab does not tell lies.
I know, but then sometimes I could yawn and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
But no, I did the thing where you squeeze your thumb. Have you heard that?
There's a technique.
Apparently, like, squeezing your thumb takes your brain, it directs your attention to that, so you don't think about it.
Really?
Apparently. It might just be, like, pure... It might just be pure,
it's like a
placebo type of deal.
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, your mind thinks it works, so it works. That's what I mean. I didn't gag, so it worked. But, yeah, and then she takes your little swab away, puts it into a vial, and then they disappear, and then they've got to fully change all the stuff they were wearing. So, like, gloves, apron, mask, all of that gets swabbed each person.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Mad.
But at the same time, at least they're doing it right.
Yeah, it's all done proper professionally. It was really fucking weird. It was, like, kind of scary, but it was kind of cool, because it's, like, it's what you see in a zombie, like, apocalypse film.
Yeah, exactly,
where there's these, like, white tents just set up in the middle of fucking nowhere with signs everywhere being, like, keep windows closed, do this, and then there's military people, like, walking around in, like, the full, like, camo outfits, and you're just like, this is spooky, and there's people in masks and goggles and, like, surgical gloves and all this, and you're just like, huh.
Yeah,
and people still aren't taking this fucking seriously.
It does make you think, right? Actually, like, what the real depressing thing about this whole thing is, right? Because I never really looked up like how many people are actually dying from this thing, right? But the known deaths, right? Obviously, this is a bit depressing, so we'll jump away from this in a second. But it shook me to say that there's already 100,000 people dead. In the world.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's huge, and
right?
people don't think it is, but it's massive.
Yeah, like it's mad when you really think about it, right? Because like even though this is a global pandemic, right? Like it's hard to associate yourself with it, right? Until you see the numbers, and then you're just like, oh my god.
Well, it's like people aren't taking it seriously at the minute because no one's seeing it in person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking it seriously because A, I don't want my mum getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
And B, my mum works in a nursing home, so if my mum ends up getting it, not showing symptoms, because a lot of people don't show symptoms when they've got it, and then she takes it into work and kills everyone, every elderly person in that nursing home. You know what I mean? That's all
stay
on
inside,
me.
folks.
So that's I've left the house like 3 times in the last like 5 weeks, something like that. So it's been crazy, but
like it'll eventually be over, and we'll all be able to leave the house.
Eventually,
again.
yeah. It's just been extended by 3 weeks though.
Yeah, I know.
In the UK, but
eventually, it'll be over, and we'll.
I've been taking it fully seriously.
Yeah,
I'm not taking any fucking chances. But on the bright side,
we take it fully seriously, guys. It's like a big, it's a
bright
side situation.
I got tested negative, so I don't have it.
Yeah,
but I 100% had it. 100%.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because like there is like ways that people get it like lightly, right? Like
I had it really early on, so I think
I
I had it before it mutated, before it became as lethal as it is. Because remember at the start, the only people getting it and dying were really old, ill people, or like just sort of people who are in and out of hospital already. That was it, because it wasn't at the point it is now where it's killing anybody who gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, it's killing young people, it's killing old people, blah blah blah. We're meant to be getting off the point, but it's important shit. It's taking over the world at the minute.
Like it's important, so people like take it seriously. Just don't go outside unless you need to. Like that's just it,
Because the reason I've like fully like realized that I 100% had it was because do you watch William Osman?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't.
Well,
who's William Osman?
He did a video. His most recent video was called "We Tested Positive," because his like partner, she was tested positive for it.
Okay.
And actually had COVID-19, and they'd show like footage of her like getting more and more ill through it, and there was a part where she was breathing in and seeing how far she could breathe in before she would cough, and I did the exact same thing when I was remember that podcast where it's called Scott's Got the Virus.
Yeah,
that
Scott's
was it.
Got the Virus.
I actually had 100%. Because
scary.
I was doing the exact same thing where you breathe in and then you see how far you can breathe in each day before you start coughing, because it's purely respiratory. Like I didn't have a headache. I didn't have like I didn't have like a runny nose. I was just purely mucus, breathing problems, and just aching all over, which are the main signs of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's kind of like, it's weird when I think about it as well, because like when it all first started, right, when the COVID-19 stuff like really started in Italy, I was actually in Italy at the time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, being like,
because at the time, right, there was like, I was walking around and I was like, oh, I'm coming home. And then a week later, they shut the country down, right? So I got out pretty quickly, right? But I didn't have COVID-19 or anything like that, even though it was very, very risky at the time, right?
But I don't know, you did get ill after coming back, though.
I did get ill after coming back. It's a good thing. I might have had it, to be honest, but it's a good thing.
The really early one, like.
Yeah, I think I definitely had something, right? Because I definitely was in the fucking mix of it. But lucky enough, I live in the middle of nowhere.
Fucking dead.
Yeah. That's the thing, because I always get really, really, really bad colds. Like I'm one of those dudes that gets sick twice. Like I feel a little bit rough, throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? But I get sick 2 times a year, right?
Yeah.
So at the start of summer and at the start of winter, right? I get the summer cold and then I get the winter cold, right? And then this one was just like, where is this one? Why are you here? It's too early for you. Why? But like, I don't know. I definitely think I had something. I'm not too sure if it was the coronavirus or anything like that, because nobody in the house got it afterwards.
Yeah, neither did mine.
So, yeah, right. So I don't know. It's weird. I actually don't really know much about the whole thing, you know. But then again, when you look up information,
no one does.
You kind of get sent on a fucking rabbit hole. So you're right. You're better off not knowing enough than
no one
knowing
even knows
so much information that's useless to you. Right?
No one knows what's going on with it. It's one of those things that we're still trying to figure out what we do to combat it. That's why everyone's gone into quarantine, so that we can slow it down, so that we have enough hands to treat the people who have it, so we can get an understanding, instead of everyone getting it, there being no one in, like, no nurses, no doctors, no nothing that can handle it, because they've all got it now. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
So,
it's just mad.
Yeah.
It's like, I never thought I would live through something like this, right? I always thought World War III was going to come before something like this, you know?
No, that's it. That's the thing. Like, all the memes are just like, they were like, oh, it's going to be World War III this year, definitely, yep, that shit's going to go crazy. Then everyone forgot, and now everyone's like, now we've got a fucking pandemic, which is just...
You know, I thought they were gonna draft my little fucking ass over to somewhere, and I was gonna have to, like, you know,
I was sat in a trench, with a machine gun,
with a machine gun. Like, I'd have my last smoke with the boys, and I'd just be like, "Don't worry, boys. I play a lot of Call of Duty.
Dude, you gotta see my KD.
I'll get one of them, but I won't survive. So you take my dog tags." And you bring him home. And then you say, you take him to my wife, which I do not have.
But Alexander, you don't have a wife. Just take it to my wife, man.
Yeah, find
Take it to my wife.
Bring my body home. Get her to marry that body. And then bring it to her. That's actually weird, man. I'm not going to lie. It was actually, when you think about it, right? You know, I actually learned a kind of weird fact about that, right? You know, our generation is like generation millennials and Gen Z. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know if are you a millennial or Gen Z? I think we're Gen Z.
We're both both millennials. Well, it depends where you read.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No, because it depends where you read. Some people say that the last year of millennial was 1996.
Yeah.
And then other ones say that it was 1995. So, depending on where you read, we're both.
I would consider that, the way that I would consider it, right? I consider that we're Gen Z because of, you know, we're kind of too old to be 90s kids. We're too young to be 90s kids, right? But we're too old to be early 2000s kids, right? You know, because we kind of grew up in the middle of all these kind of things, you know?
Well, it's like, it's weird though, because I also had two older brothers.
Yeah.
So I was in the mix of all the 90s shit because of them, if you know what I mean. So it's a weird one.
It's hard, isn't it? But do you want to know what like an interesting fact about that is, though? Right? Okay, I know this is a bit weird. You know, our generation is known to be the generation with the lowest amount of different sexual partners. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Our thing, we're not having sex with as many different people as people in the 90s and 80s are.
Wow.
Can you believe that? You know, doesn't that feel weird with like Tinder and everything, like, going around?
That's probably why, though.
You know what I
mean?
It's
because of Tinder.
You think so?
People are so much more pickier now because you've got that much of an option.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
But it's funny. It's funny enough. We're like the lowest generation of people who get married, right? But we're actually the highest generation of people who stay together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we get married later on in life, and yet the people tend to stay together forever, which is a weird thing to think about, right? Like, that's crazy, you know? Because at least, like,
well, it's because our generation is the most depressed. So we try and find someone and stick with them to get through it. You know what I mean? Because like it's that whole thing, innit? Like,
I do. It's like modern loneliness, right? Like modern loneliness, where you're surrounded by people but you're still sad.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that. I do understand that, like, whole thing, and to be honest, I feel it as well. Sometimes, like, we're the most social generation, and yet
We're the most separated at the same time.
You know, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? But then again, I also thought that older generations and stuff like that didn't really have a choice, right? Because whenever I talked to my dad or my granddad when he was alive, he was just like, my granddad was just like, just, World War II finished, and then I was in the mines and stuff like that, and I did my thing. Then I smoked a lot, had a lot of sex, and now I'm content. And I'm just like, Granddad, why are you telling me this? He's just like, and then he's
Who
just...
are you?
Yeah. My granddad was a good guy. He was a very, very good guy. He was, I got my tolerance from him. He would always be just like, yeah, smoke from the pipe. And I'm just like, Granddad, please, I don't want to, I'm 12. I'm not even 12 yet. Granddad, please. I don't want to smoke the pipe. He's just like, you'll get used to nicotine. You'll be having a lot of it later. That's one thing that he was wrong about, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that's what everyone thought, though, back then, wasn't it? Like, that cigarettes and, tobacco and nicotine, they were all, healthy and, good for you, but it was purely just marketing.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird now that you get the cigarette packets with the decaying lung.
Yeah, it's got a picture of
someone
just on fire and a guy shooting it with a machine gun to be like, this is your lung if you smoke the ciggies.
Oh my god. Oh, don't like that at all. But it's the same thing with my dad as well, right? He was just like, because my dad was, to be honest, they went through something kind of crazy. So my dad was in the Falklands War, right? So he was just like, as soon as I got home, I just dealt with it, right? But then again, my family has always been army men, so they've had that regimented mindset. But I feel like a lot of people did have that regimented mindset, get a job, go to the family, get a family, go to a big, get a job at a big company, and you're set for life. So I feel like when they got to their college stage and shit like that, they were just like, shit, this is my last year of freedom. You know what I mean?
Now there's you, Mr. Gay Sailor Man.
I'm not a gay sailor man. I'm not a gay sailor man. No.
Oh, but that picture's so good, dude. Maybe I'll use it in the thumbnail.
To be honest, yeah, go on then. I'm dead. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That picture was so fucking funny, man. When I was taking it, I shaved my face. So just so everybody knows, if you've never checked out my private Twitter, well, not private too, but my personal Twitter. So I shaved the whole beard off again, and now I'm 12 again. And I thought to myself, you know what? Just to show people that when I shave the beard, I can be a completely different person. I decided to get a stripy top.
I remember we had a video call a few weeks back, and you gave me a tour of your house, and it was the first time I'd seen you with a full beard, and you genuinely looked like a different person. I was like, damn, okay. I was like, dude, he suits the fucking full beard. I don't know why you don't have it more often. Genuinely, I was like, all right.
It's one of those little things where I definitely do like a beard. I definitely do like it a lot. But it does how do I explain that? It does kind of stop you from certain opportunities and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So say if I want to cosplay, which Japanese man has a beard, you know, right? You know what I mean?
Unless you're the old coach who smokes a cigarette and has a big beard, from Haikyuu or something.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, nobody would know it was me. I just look like the weird guy at the anime convention, you know? But same thing with how do I say it? And then if you want to do Western characters, right? Western characters with beards are like The Witcher, fucking guys who are really fucking buff.
But they half the time they don't even have a full beard. It's stubbly and right? And then you're just like, huh. That's probably the reason it's probably the reason I trimmed my beard today, because my beard was getting out of hand. But I wanted it because I wanted to come out of this pandemic with my hair down to my shoulders, my beard down to my chest, and just to come out of this with an axe covered in blood and be wearing a big lumberjack coat and be like, I survived in the woods. I took out all those zombies, and they're like, there was no zombies, they were just CEX workers, and I'm like, huh.
Quarantine? I've been living off the land for 12 years.
But it was just I got to the point where my beard was just fuck. And then we watched It probably was like this subliminal thing, but me and some of the lads last night, we watched quite a lot of Marvel films. Because I haven't seen all of them. I've seen like Iron Man and half of the Avengers, and then one of the Spider-Mans, but that's it. I haven't seen like Thor or like Guardians or whatever. But we watched impromptu. Like Joe was just showing us a clip from Iron Man 1, but we ended up watching the entire thing. Then watching Iron Man 2, then watching was it 4 next? I think we ended up watching 4 as well.
Thor is such a good movie. I love Thor.
I didn't like the look of Thor, but then I watched it and I was like, you know what? Okay, it's pretty good. The only like I didn't like the stuff when they're in Asgard, but when they're on the land, and he's just being all godly.
Yeah.
But in like this little diner, and he finishes his drink of coffee, and he's like, that was good. Another, and just smashes it on the floor. Like shit, like that was quite funny.
Yeah, no, it's weird when you think about that, right? Because when he's in Asgard and stuff like that, it's like a political drama of like normal people for that world, right? So, and for a superhero film, you're just like, I'm not here to watch fucking political drama, even though I loved it. That's like a lot of the consensus, right? But then obviously it gets straight back into a fucking superhero film when he comes back to Earth, and we're just like, yeah, woo!
Nah, it wasn't a superhero film. It was an isekai. It is straight up an isekai.
Yeah,
like,
to be honest, it is. Yeah,
you can't tell me it's not. 'Cause it is. But yeah, because like in that, Chris Hemsworth's got this like short, trim-shaped beard. So I think it was like a subliminal thing of seeing that, and then looking at my own face in the mirror and having this fucking bush on my face and being like, you know what? I don't know if I want to keep this.
It's like my beard. The reason why I shaved my beard is because it kind of there's a point in time where you have like, you know, your beard, right, and you just kind of let it grow. But if you don't trim it, or whatever, it kind of goes into this curly little mess.
It just becomes this like a lump instead of like, yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be. Even if I trim all this down, it's not gonna cut properly. So I cut the whole thing off, and then I'm just like, every time I look in the mirror when I do this, I'm always just like, that's a different person, because like my face shape changes, and like, you know, like my thing. So like the last time I shaved properly was around like 3 years ago. I believe.
Yeah, that's probably about the same time I last shaved fully.
Right, and at that point in time, you know, like I had a bit more of a, you know, chubby cheeks, you know, there was a bit of baby fat still in there, you know what I mean? But now like it's all kind of like pulled itself together, and my chin is like becoming a bit more defined and stuff like that, and like I'm just like, yeah, that's a different person. But you know who I can cosplay now?
Go on.
I can cosplay the dude from Steins Gate.
Ah, yeah.
Right? Dude, I feel like I'm pretty on point
I think you can pull him off, yeah.
Yeah, just take off the glasses and then, like, just, you know, just, I don't know, we'll have to murder someone for their, like, science outfit. I don't know where you get one of those.
You can buy it, Blair. You gotta stop killing people whenever you need new clothes, dude.
Well, you know, where'd you think I got this sailor outfit?
I was at the Seven Seas. I saw a
in
man
the Navy!
in the most dashing outfit I've ever seen. And I thought to myself, it must be mine.
I was shipwrecked on an island by myself, and men came over and they were just like, "Is that a mermaid?" And I was like, "Nay, it is just man." And I killed every one of them.
Took one of their outfits and sailed the Seven Seas.
I gave them my siren song and let them on their way.
Yeah, I found the last time I fully shaved my beard was 2017. I think. Oh no. Maybe I think I did it fairly recently, but it was on accident. I didn't like clean shave it though. I didn't use
I never clean shave.
The last time I did that was 2017, but I did shave my entire beard off like about 5 months ago because of an accident. I was trying to trim my beard and I slipped and just took a chunk out, and I was like,
no!
Yikes! Gotta get rid of the whole thing, baby.
That's actually happened to me too many times. One time, I was shaving my eyebrows. You know, I had like the little knife that you like shave your eyebrows with. You know, where you just like when you're at the barber and they go, you know. But I accidentally cut my eyebrow off.
Oh, wow.
So, well, you see, I went a bit too, because I was having fun with it, and I cut like a big chunk of the eyebrow off, and my brain didn't think, you know what, it'll grow back. My brain was just like, they gotta go. So I understand accents, man. It was, don't shave your eyebrows off, guys. Like, I've got very thick eyebrows, sound like a good idea. So it's like, it's different for me. They came back in a week. I was quite surprised. It was a bit weird. That's why I get a fucking monobrow or like after a week, dude. Literally, the hair on my eyebrows grows so fast. The hair on my head grows so fast. My beard, maybe I'm gonna give it an extra week.
My hair on my entire body just grows back like that.
It's like, dude, look enough on the rest of my body. Like, when I shave like my armpits and all those other areas and shit like that, like it stays away for a good long time, and it makes me happy. Because having to shave those all the time would suck.
This podcast has been all over the place. I'm like kind of vibing, but I'm also kind of like, we went on from talking about COVID-19 to you shaving your armpits, which is kind of impressive, but also like how.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You shave your armpits, dude. That's what you do.
That keeps the corona away.
Yeah, but you gotta get. I don't know, dude. I like the hair. I don't like the hair, dude. Like, I don't like hair on other people, so I just shave it off me as well. Just so I'm not a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, dude, I'm just saying, dude, you do what you like, and you like what you do.
Do what you like, and you like what you do.
I'm not gonna lie. This is probably one of the most experimental podcasts we've done in like the last year and a half, right? Like, we've just kind of jumped from topic to topic to topic. Like, it's not like zoo trivia facts, but
because like we kind of try. Well, we don't try. It ends up just being we talk for an hour about one topic most of the time, but then we do every now and then have one of these where we haven't come in with any sort of ideas, and we just sort of spitball as we go, which is kind of cool. Which leads me on to the next one.
Oh shit!
I've been playing. I like over the past over the past couple of weeks was playing a game religiously, and you couldn't understand how I kept playing it.
Which game was it?
Resident Evil 3.
Oh, Resident Evil 3. Yeah, you were playing Resident Evil 3 like every day.
I got my money's worth.
I just couldn't understand. Like, okay, listen. Okay, everybody who's listening right now, right? If you're on the Discord or anything like that, I'm gonna set up a little channel, right? We're always gonna ask people questions from now on, and then you can answer them in the Discord or whatever.
Yeah, we need to do that. We're gonna add like a Q&A thing, aren't we?
That's the thing. We definitely need to do that. I kind of forgot all about it. But right, so. When you guys finish a game, are you done with it, or do you play it again straight away? Like, for me, once I've finished a game, I need that, like, week or so to just think about it. If I play it again directly after, it actually negatively affects my experience.
I'm exactly the same. Which is
but
weird.
How did you do this one, though? I'm so confused.
Right, because, right, the game was ridiculously short.
I understand, but like the same shit over and over again. How?
Because it's that short that it's weird. Because, when you play, like, say if you play a music game, you'll play the same song over and over again to get a better score, right?
True, but there is a rhythm to rhythm games and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
It was like that with Resident Evil. Every time I beat it, I was like, I can do that faster. I can do this area quicker. I can get this item, do this, do that, and then be like, you know what I mean? And I was also like, I looked through the achievements, and I was like, I can do all of these. And I just got into this like speedrunner achievement hunting boom. Like, I had energy, but the problem, like, because when you first start Resident Evil, you start off with 3 difficulty settings. You have assisted, standard, and hardcore. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I did was standard, just because I was like, I want to play it standard. I expected hardcore to be like Madhouse on Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Which is you need tapes to save. You've got like barely any meds, barely any ammo. So I just wanted like a normal playthrough, so I went standard. And then I beat standard, and I beat it in about, I think it was 6 hours. And then I was like, okay. But that was because I was scanning every room. I was picking up every item. I was, taking my time, trying to save all my ammo, doing all, like, killing every enemy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I was trying to, like, I was just, trying to get as much out of it as I can.
Gamer.
And then I went back through again on standard, and I was like, I reckon I could do this really quickly, because to get an S rank on standard, you need to beat the game in under 2 hours. So I started recording it, and you can watch the entire VOD, or like recording, sorry, I put up on my channel, just because I was like, it'd be a laugh. There was a group of us on Discord all chatting while we played. So, and then I powered through, and I beat the game in 1 hour and 49 minutes.
Did I? Oh my god, what the fuck?
My first run was 6 hours, and then I beat it in 1 hour and 49.
Man,
and then,
that's crazy. Oh my god.
Then I was like, right, okay, I want to try and S rank all the difficulties, so I went on assisted. Assisted was fucking silly. You could get bit like 3 times and still be on green health.
Oh.
There's aim assist, so you can headshot everything. Things take like no damage. Things take like 1 shot to kill, and it was just like, I powered through it, and I beat it in like 1 hour and 29. No, 1 hour and 39. So I only clipped off 10 minutes because standard was already pretty easy. Then I went through on hardcore. My first run of that, I beat in 1 hour and like, what was it, like 1 hour and 30 minutes again? And I was like, okay. And then when you beat it on hardcore, you unlock a nightmare mode.
Fuck that, dude.
Which is even harder. 1 bite and you're basically on red health. And, no, sorry, it's yellow health, obviously. And then the enemies are harder, they attack you more. Items are in different places. There's new enemy interactions in different places, all that. First run of that, I beat it in 1 hour and 29 minutes.
Fucking hell.
So I beat it even quicker than easy mode.
Fucking hell,
then
dude.
You unlock Inferno.
Oh, did you play Inferno, or did you leave it?
I played 1 run, but the issue with Inferno... Well, the issue I have with the game, in general, is there's autosaves.
You didn't like the autosaves. I remember you
telling
me that.
because there's achievements where you don't use the box, like the item box, at all, and you don't heal at all. Well, you have to heal in one part, but that's just because it's introducing like a parasite effect to your character, and you have to heal to get rid of it, and that's the only heal you can use. So having autosaves kind of ruins it, because you can die. And it'll send you back to a save, a point where it saved it for you, and you can carry on. Because to get S ranks, you have to save less than 5 times.
So you just never save then?
You don't save, and if you die, you go back to an autosave and you carry on, and it doesn't count as a save. It just counts as a death. And I was just like, this is so
could be a
dumb.
bit silly. Yeah, I could see how that could be a bit silly.
What they do with Inferno, they disable autosaves. They give you half the amount of typewriters to save at, and make everything twice as hard as Nightmare. So trying to S rank that was, I think I got like about halfway and died and forgot to save like once. So it sent me right back to the beginning, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna play this today. And then I've been putting it off, because then Final Fantasy came out and I don't like it.
You don't like Final Fantasy?
It didn't pull me in.
Oh man.
Like I need to try it again, because like all I've played at the minute on the actual game is what the demo gave us. It's not a fair comparison. It's not a fair comparison. But
did you play the demo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. You can't play the demo of if it's just like an hour of the game. I don't like those type of demos.
Well, no, because I wanted to make sure
again anyway.
I had to play the demo to make sure I liked it, because I don't like Final Fantasy.
Right, yeah.
I don't like turn-based combat. I don't like like long-winded sort of.
It's like
RPGs.
a shame that they don't like let you skip to the part that you got to in the demo. I think that would be like
yeah.
Like I'm one of those people where it's like, dude, what don't they give us the thing with adults with less time thingy? You know what I mean?
Like microtransactions.
No, no.
But, yeah, I need to give it another go. I played an hour and I was like, okay, it's good. It's a good game, but I've played an hour, but I haven't had the drive to go back and keep playing it, which is a bad sign to me. You know what I mean?
It's always a JRPG. You have to force yourself to come back, because a JRPG is work.
But
you see,
I mainly just want to go back to Resident Evil.
Really? Dude,
I haven't finished it.
You're done, dude.
I haven't. I didn't beat Inferno. All I've got left to do is get an S rank on Inferno, and I've 100% of the game.
Okay,
That's it.
The next podcast, I'll expect it all to be done.
I'll try.
No,
It's
you'll
hard.
do.
It's very fucking hard.
Exactly, dude.
Blair.
Here you go, man. Here you go. Let's see it, dude. This is the challenge. If you don't complete it by next podcast, I will give you a penalty.
Maybe I'll record it. You're in the
good idea.
Discord. You watch me play. We'll record it. We'll upload it on the boys on the internet.
Yeah, go on then. I'm down.
We'll see.
I'm down. Let's do it.
We need more content for the channel anyway, so why not?
We do, definitely. It'd be a good crack, nonetheless. But anyway, right?
It'll be the first ever boys on the internet Let's Play.
Dude, what would we even call that series? The Boys Play?
Maybe?
The Boys Palais? We should do, I've been thinking about this for a while, right? Because I actually quite enjoy watching people play games. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, right, we can have you play a game of the past and we just talk over it, but we do like those jump cutted things where we put it down to like a 10-minute video of our hour of playtime.
I'd be down for that.
You know, yeah? I think
So
that'd be pretty fun.
The only thing with that is it's like I like recording obviously games, but I'd much rather do it in person. That's the only annoying thing.
It's
It'd be
so
way better, but-
countries are weird, man. Just open those borders. Come on,
dude,
man.
Let me just go for a walk and just walk over the channel.
Why can't we do
Actually, that's the wrong way, but,
teleportation technology? You know what I mean? I just tap my watch and I'm just like, excuse me, sir. Would you like to take 2 days off your life to transport to your boy's house? Yeah, let me go.
Record video game Let's Plays.
Yes. You know, dude. To be honest, I would abuse that so much.
Oh, yeah, dude,
to be honest,
I'd
I
die
don't think I
tomorrow, the
should be
amount of
allowed
time
to
travel.
have that.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
travel if
Dude,
it took time off your life. But
it's like it takes a month off your life to go to Japan for like 3 months. Like fuck yeah, let's go. Pew. Like you know what I mean? Like ow, ow.
Oh yeah.
I just hit a vein there. Like, ow. So,
but
dude,
yeah, like
I'm excited. I'm excited for you to finish the game because
yeah.
as I watched you play through it 3 different times. And I'm kind of done with watching.
I think I did like 10 playthroughs overall.
Yeah, I literally was just like, oh, dude. One time I was just like, okay, Scott, I'm gonna jump away. I'll see you guys a little bit. Join the next day. You're at this exact same part that you were the day before.
But that's like 4 playthroughs later.
I know it was, and I was just like, oh my fucking god, dude. And then I saw you play Resident Evil 4 though, and that was pretty fun.
I started that, but I couldn't. The controls are too jank,
It's
and it was
tough,
stressing
isn't
me
it?
out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like. You see,
As much as I love the game, it was annoying me because like I'd just finished playing Resi 3, where you've got the dodge and it's super like intuitive controls, and then you go back to that and you have to stand still when you're aiming, and it's dead slow, and you can't change your controller sensitivity in the options. And
dude, you see, the biggest problem that I'm like have with those type of games now, which is hard to go back and play Resi 4, right, is with the tank controls with Resi 1 and Resi 2, the original, right? There's kind of that little bit of charm to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, games don't do that anymore, and it's a lot of fun. But then you go back to Resident Evil 4, but you've already played Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 5 has, like, the controls proper. So,
yeah, it's like,
you know?
it's like Resident Evil 4 was testing the waters, and then 5 sort of
perfected
tuned them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, 6 felt a lot better, but it was more, obviously, action-based. So it felt better, but it was also just not a good game. Whereas 5 was a lot more action, but it was still a good Resi overall. It wasn't ideal, but compared to 6, it's a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it's always
5 is still my favorite Resi.
Those, you know?
Kind of. Actually, I don't know anymore. 5 used to be, but they've been killing it with Resi 7 and Resi 2.
You see, that's the thing. Like, my weird situation, right? I have a little bit of like conflicting feelings about the Resident Evil series right now. You know?
Yeah.
I want them to go back to, you know, the first person Resi. I loved that one.
Resident Evil 7 was incredible.
Like,
genuine. But apparently the next one's first person.
I'm very, very happy to hear that, because like while I do enjoy the feeling of, like, you know, the third person action games, right? The horror does get taken away from me unless I've got tank controls, you know? Like, that's the thing when I was playing Resident Evil 2, right? I had a really good time playing it on stream and stuff like that. It was like a lot of fun. But I never felt afraid of anything, and yet in video games like that, I feel like I have to be to have like that type of like experience, because that's the reason why you play horror games.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Hello.
Because like I enjoy it. Are we good? Am I back?
No, it was my voice broke when I said something.
Shit, sorry, we were lagging a second ago, so I didn't even know what was going on.
It's been fine on my end.
Yeah. So the thing that's weird, right? So like, when it comes to my favorite like horror games, right?
Yeah.
Like Fatal Frame, right? It has that like, it's horrifying, but it also has those like shitty tank controls, which are just like,
yeah, it's like a charm.
It's so good, but at the same time, I'm just like, ugh. But I can go back and play those games. But with Resident Evil 2,
1,
like the new one, I will never play it again.
Really?
I can't. I'm done. I've done the story. It's like
I'm planning on going back through them all at some point.
You think so?
Maybe we like, because we're talking about quite a bit. Maybe one of the first game playthroughs we do on the channel could be like Resi 1 or 0.
That'd be fun.
That could be a laugh.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be 0. I'm not as familiar with 0. That could be funnier.
Yeah. That sounds like fun. And
I've got that on PC, so
we have the what's the other one? Oh shit! What's the other horror game like that PS1 horror game?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill is also a good shout as well, but there's another one. You have a dog. No, you don't have a dog. It's like Parasite Eve, I think.
Oh, never played it. Never heard of that one.
It's Parasite Eve. Yeah, it's got to be Parasite Eve. Why is that in my brain? Parasite Eve. Actually, that sounds Parasite Eve. There it is. Yeah, dude, my memory's good for something. It's kind of like in the realm of the.
Oh, that rings a bell. Actually, seeing
right. You know what I mean, right? Like that's a good game. That's a really, really, really good game. I really, really enjoyed that one. We should just go back and like do quickies on old PlayStation 1 games. I feel like
the
that
only
would be
issue
a lot
is
of fun.
capturing it.
That's the thing. We'd have to use emulators, but I have all the discs for these stuff, so.
I mean, I could get the discs. I've got a PS3 that can run PS1 games. It's just PS3s don't like you using capture cards with them.
Do they not? No.
No, you have to buy like a powered splitter. Yeah,
that sucks.
It's a ball ache, but
we'll figure it out. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But actually, speaking of weird anime, right? Okay, I just want to jump on this because I feel like we're nearing the end of the.
We're
time.
like an hour now, so
we're an hour now. Okay, we'll do this quickly.
Well,
have you been watching any anime recently?
Slightly. I started watching the latest season of Haikyuu.
Yeah, good.
Because I never. It was To the Top, which was great. But overall, not really much other than that.
Man,
I've been actually playing more games, which is weird.
You've got to add Tower of God to your list.
I've heard Tower of God's good.
It's to be honest.
But
I was very scared. Film. Oh, you do need to watch the Konosuba film. It's so good. Oh, dude. Oh, it gets like so much into Konosuba. Which girl's family? Megaman. She gets into Megaman's family, and it's so special. I love every single one of them. If I was in the Konosuba universe, I would be in Megaman's people. That's just where I would go. You know. That's just where I'd go, and you'll see what I mean. Boy. Oh, dude, 100%, dude, 100%, dude, fucking masters of explosion magic. But Tower of God, man. I've been reading the Tower of God webcomic for a very, 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 very long time, right? So yeah. So I kind of know quite a bit, but I took a little bit of a break from the webcomic just because I heard the anime was coming out, and they did it. Like, there's only 3 episodes. There's only 3 episodes out right now, and they did it. It's an amazing adaptation. Like, so far, like I've never been so like. They know. You know what I mean? Like, kind of just Like, cause like before I was kind of like, I don't really know if this should be an anime because I don't want it to ruin my experience a little bit. I don't want to be disappointed, right? but I'm so not. There's 3 episodes so far, and they're doing such a brilliant job at bringing up the world, because the character development in the show is, like, on the, like, I would consider better than My Hero Academia's character development. Like, actually, like, 10 times better, to be honest with you. The world, like, they're both different shows, right? But
obviously, yeah.
In terms of the world and the characters that are being built upon, the Tower of God universe is just a bit more interesting than the My Hero Academia universe. Obviously, they're both different shows. Blah, 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 blah,
well, there's not really much to the world of My Hero.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously like their world is basically just people have superpowers and they're trying to live with it. Like, that's it. Like, there's no like, it's just sort of like what would happen if people had superpowers.
It's like alternate reality, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, and then it's based around characters trying to live in a world like that. Whereas Tower of God, from what I'm reading, there's quite a lot going on.
It's weird to say this because Tower of God's like overall premise
his life.
is actually kind of generic when you really, really think about it.
Spent
his
life trapped beneath a vast, mysterious tower with his only close friend Rachel to keep him company.
It's like, it sounds like a very generic storyline, and it kind of starts out like that a tiny bit. But it's the amount of characters that you already see and the amount of rules that are in place with, like, because, you usually when people put in so many different cogs into a world, you kind of just get a bit overwhelmed. But with this one, like, it shows just the right amount of cogs for every single person, right? And it feels like you want to know more about everything going on. Like, what is the tower? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? Why was he trapped down there? Who's this guy? Like, what the hell? Who is Crocodile Man? And why is Crocodile Man my favorite character? Like, it's such a special thing, right? Because each test is different, right? So he drops in the first episode, right? The first episode is our main character, which we follow. He's like, what the fuck's going on? But he's not like a character who has like been brought in from another world or anything like that. He's just specifically a character that has been brought up not to know anything else, right? He's got one objective and he's going to get to that objective. So him discovering the world through his eyes also brings us in the same wavelength of that, right? So like when people are explaining stuff, it's not like they're explaining stuff to the viewer. They're just like, what do you mean? You don't know this type of stuff. It's exposition, but it's properly done exposition to make you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's good enough. But then they're just like, you're fucking stupid, dude. And then they go on with their day, right? And then you're just like, no, please, tell me more. I really want to know the secrets, the power inside, please.
Yeah.
Please. I was trying to do the the meme, like the Bahamut meme, the dude where he's just like, I can't wait to see my Lord and Savior in Italian stone. Notice me, senpai, notice me. You know that one? You seen that one?
I don't.
No?
I don't think so.
You've never seen that one where he's just like, oh no, I used to have it off by heart. It's just like, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm going to see my Lord and Savior Bahamut represented in such glorious Italian stone.
I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to lie.
It's so good. It's so amazing. I love it so much. I'll show it to you after the podcast. But if anybody else hasn't seen that, just look up, notice me, senpai. Notice me. Fucking Satan-san, notice me, or something like that. I think it's like that's the meme or something, but you'll see what I mean in a bit. But in terms of the world that is being built upon, and obviously I get a bit obsessed with this type of stuff because I'm a writer myself and I like to build worlds and stuff. And when I see a world that's just so full of potential and feels good, man. It feels good, dude. And to be honest, this is definitely a show that you would really, really enjoy.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's definitely one of your type of shows. Because, it's how do I explain it? It's got the shonen aspects of, say, like a show like My Hero Academia and stuff like that, but it's in a different world with completely different rules, right? So you still got that like, oh yeah, I can't wait for next episode, you know, but you don't. It's never like a cliffhanger, you know. Each episode ends and you're just like, okay, I'm done with that, you know? And obviously there's a tiny cliffhanger to get you onto the next episode, right? But it's not just like, we're going to fight and then we don't. See you next time. You know, it's kind of one of those things where like, you know, they have a bit of a fight, then they finish that fight and then it goes on to the next episode and you're just like, okay, so that's the next fight is going to be the next episode, you know? Which I am digging a lot because I'm very impatient.
Yeah, same.
You know, if you sit there and do a full episode of exposition, and it's just like, next time they're gonna kick the shit out of each other. I'm just like, oh, but my hype's down here now. You know, I gotta wait a week for this. Actually, speaking of, are you more of a do you like watching things binge watching or watching things every week?
I like both, but at the same time, I think I prefer the binge because there's not like, it's not every week that I'm in the mood to fully watch something. So I prefer when I'm in the mood to watch something to have a shit ton of it to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it purely depends what type of show it is as well. Like the only show I can really think of is because I don't really do weekly episodes of shows that often. But ones that I've actually enjoyed doing that with are like the super drama ones. Kind of like Domestic Girlfriend.
Girlfriend, like
always bring it back because that was the time when I was watching Weekly.
It's a gem.
And I haven't watched Weekly since that season.
I'd say give this one a try.
But it's the ones like that are drama based. I like it because it gives you that week of like, what the fuck are they gonna do next? If you know what I mean, it gives you that whole like, oh, what's gonna happen? Whereas like with My Hero, they start a fight and they're halfway through a fight and then they end the episode and you're just like, I want to fucking finish the fight before like...
Yeah, you know?
So it's nice to have a couple of episodes of that, whereas with a drama one, it ends on a cliffhanger for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, in My Hero, you know Deku's not going to fucking die. So it's like,
what?
So...
Deku's dead?
But,
no.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, I've finished My Hero season 4 now.
Where did they end it off at?
Your boy, why the fuck's his name gone? Endeavor. Yeah. It's the Endeavor versus the massive, what do they call him now? Momus?
Oh, Nomus.
Nomus,
Yeah.
That's it, Nomu. When he fights that massive Nomu and like almost fucking dies, but then he gets up with his like fists in the air and everyone's like, oh my god, he's the #1 hero.
Oh, they did that one.
Yeah, that's when season 4 ends.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys are pretty close. Did you get introduced to my character that I have a huge crush on right now, which is Bunny Girl?
No.
Yeah. No?
Not yet.
Sure?
No.
I
don't think so.
I did. I feel like
no,
I
the
did.
only new character they introduced was Hawk.
Yeah, but you know when they were ranking all the heroes?
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So she's the number 5.
She didn't really
hero.
have much in it though.
No, you just see her for a little bit, but like, you know, be excited for that character because she's pretty fun.
Let me go see. Let me get the episode up.
Because that's the thing. She's a pretty interesting character. Hawk is an amazing character.
Hawk was cool as shit alone already.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next season for everybody to be caught up because Hawk's character in hopefully they're going to do season 5. I don't think they would stop now.
They've confirmed season 5.
Yeah, right? Like
at the end of season 4 it says like
season
be
5,
back in season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Hawk specifically is one of my favorite characters and stuff like that. He has a lot of interactions with my other favorite characters, a lot as well. So just watching him is a gem. To see him and all my other characters together just makes me very, very happy. If you've read the manga, you know what I mean. But actually, that's the thing as well. I like to binge manga. I don't like to read manga weekly, but I like to watch anime weekly to keep me on track.
Yeah,
it's one of those like things, you know, because I don't really have that much what's it called, structure with the work that I do, so I have to find certain types of structure through other things, and I've done it by watching anime at the same time every week. You know,
that's fair. I don't really have anything like that for doing that, so that's probably why I don't. Whereas if I had a structure, I probably would watch it weekly if I had other things to do, but I don't. At the minute, anyway. Like, I watched more anime when I was in work, because I'd get home from work and not be in the mood to play games, but in the mood to watch something, so I'd end up just watching a shit ton of anime. So, now that I'm not in work, and I'm just at home every day, I don't really need that wind down time, because my entire day is wind down time. I want something to hype me up. Hence why I've started 100%. Playing a lot more VR.
Dude, I love being hype. I'm not gonna lie. Being excited about things is very special. I just like that, just the excitement of these type of shows and these type of, like, that's why, like, it's weird though. I kind of like 50-50, right? Because I like really like feely shows and feely games, right? Like, I play games like fucking To the Moon. Like, I've played the Life is Strange games, fucking, like, the Walking Dead games and stuff like that. Like, when you come to fucking shows that I'd like, that would make me cry, like Angel Beats, fucking, oh shit, like, My Hero Academia at some points, dude, and, like,
dude, like, you know how I've always said, I've never cried at an anime, I've never cried at a show, I've never cried at a film.
Yeah, you failed, did you?
No. But the concert episode of My Hero was the closest I've ever gotten.
Did you shed a little tear? Did you shed a tear?
No, I was close. I welled up a shit ton, but I suppressed it.
You should.
You cry at everything.
Oh, dude, of course, dude, but I ain't no bitch.
I ain't no bitch. But when Eri smiled, boy, you know.
Dude, that's a really fucking emotional moment. I was about to say the wrong word there. That's a very emotional moment, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I cry at everything that, like, has, like, certain feelings in it. It's not
music
I don't cry
does it the most to me.
Yeah.
So mixed with that fucking slap of a song, dude, and you could see my boy Bakugo fucking rocking out on the drums.
Dude, you remember the fucking bit at the end of fucking the anime movie? A Silent Voice?
Oh, Silent Voice.
Yeah, where you get, like, the music just points in at the end at just the right time, and, you know, the X start peeling off people's faces and shit like that. Did you not cry then?
I didn't, but I felt something, but I was nowhere near crying.
I
don't cry. See, I've not been as like, that film was, like, what, 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have the time to invest. This has been 4 seasons of this show. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll let you off. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just easily invested,
you know.
The people pay me to cry, so I guess that's kind of my job.
We gotta wrap it up.
Oh, fuck, all right, what time is it? Shit.
We're an hour and 15.
Oh, okay, all right.
We'll cut off, like, the
Let's
first few minutes.
Let's fucking cut this fucking shit off, right? Okay.
Right,
Right, Scott, no more talking to me.
I did the
Get
intro,
out of
you
it.
did
Stop.
the outro, boy.
No more talking to me. Stop.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop.
Sorry, Dad.
Hey everybody, okay, we're gonna go to bed now, so we'll see you guys again. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to join our Discord, please do. It's in the thing at the bottom. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that type of stuff. We have stuff for both of us, and we have our personal accounts as well. If you'd like anything else, don't be afraid to DM us on the Discord. We really appreciate it. Yeah. We're always here for the best friends. So we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys have a good day.
Just have a good day.